What is up, woke family? It's your boy Woke Ebucks, and I'm back again with another live stream. Very woke stream tonight, man. We're gonna get into it. We got an Andrew Tate interview, got a grilling with Cheyenne. Shout out to Cheyenne in the UK. Shout out to Fresh and Fit, Fresh Prince CEO, my guy. We have a lot of good videos to watch too tonight. So guys, let's get into it, man. Let's get into it.
He's a world champion.
Kickboxing world champion, retired now. Businessman, I guess you can call me now. Is that what you can call me? I don't know. Entrepreneur. Yeah, that's the official thing people say, isn't it? Entrepreneur. So
the reason I'm making this podcast is that yesterday I've been for a ride. He has a lot of supercars, so we've been doing a ride outside Bucharest. And then when we sit down to chat, he told me a lot of things about Corona. And I wanted him to express his opinions because I think it's free for everybody to have an opinion. It may be wrong, it may be right. If it's right, the truth will stand out. This is why I want him to express his point of view about Corona. And also I have a wager with him, a bet, because he says that I'm gonna get a strike for this video. So if I do get a strike from YouTube on this video, I will owe him 1,000 euros.
YouTube, don't strike him, YouTube. YouTube, don't strike him. I genuinely hope Andy wins this bet and this video is not striked. So YouTube, this is just my opinion. There's no reason you should remove this video. Everything I say is only an opinion, right?
Exactly.
Everything I say is only an opinion.
Yes, and I'm sure that CEO of YouTube, Susan, will see this as an opinion, no matter how crazy it is. It's
Correct.
an opinion.
Correct.
It's not encouraging people not to do something. You just express your opinion.
Good. So COVID's a scam.
Okay.
We can start with that.
I want the truth.
Yeah, so
Come on, Andrew. You know if you listen, you know if you say that, they're gonna try to take this video down. Now, just because we agree with you doesn't mean that they're not going to say anything. You feel me? Like, we have to be very careful in the way that we articulate our points. Because a lot of these people, they will try to say anything just to be able to take us down, bro. It's hey.
So basically, Andy said it perfectly. Yesterday, we were sitting there having dinner, and we were talking about all the COVID restrictions and how it's affecting the world. We had a difference in worldview opinion, and it's not just about lots of things, right?
But I want the truth.
Yeah.
So I want your opinion because I may be wrong.
Yeah.
Nobody is right all the time.
Completely agree. Completely agree. And my view is that is part of is being used as propagation for a control system. I believe.
By who?
I don't think it's so much about a cabal of people, evil people. I just think there are institutions in the world which hold certain things and they can information, and there are certain things you're not allowed to say and you're not allowed to question.
I don't believe that. So
Yeah, you don't
say
believe
your
that. Exactly,
argument.
yeah. So and COVID is one of them. The fact that anyone who stands up and says anything against the or says that is a lie or is a scam is silenced.
Okay,
I find that very suspicious.
But Trump,
I understand and I get where he's coming from. I think when it comes to a lot of these big health organizations, when you try to speak out against them, they try to silence you. Like, for example, when it comes to people that are, because you have to understand, there are a lot of people every single day that are funding hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions, if not billions, towards their organizations in order to be able to have people find cures to diseases and try to regulate all of the health factors that they have in place. And if you go against them, you're costing them money. So what are they going to try to do? They're going to try to shut you down. They don't want you to be able to see the truth of the way it is.
was against WHO.
Yeah, the lied. They lied repeatedly. So everything about the organization is a lie. Everything they say about COVID is a lie. If you're gonna
Not everything. Some. Okay, not everything.
well, so far, let's look at it from the beginning, right? Remember when the organization first identified COVID, right? So the reason I never believed in COVID from the start, the reason I believed the whole thing was a scam, is if you have a disease with a 99% survival rate, and the 1% of people who get sick get the same symptoms as other diseases, flu or pneumonia, etc., how would the organization identify such a disease instantly? They wouldn't. So it's been around for a long time. It was around for a long time before any restrictions or any lockdowns. So I thought about this just logically, and I thought, well, they would never have identified it instantly. So I didn't trust them from the start. Then at the beginning, you remember all these people were dropping in China. You remember these people were dropping on the street in China?
December.
Yeah, December.
2019.
Have you seen anyone drop?
No.
No one's seen anyone drop it. So they propagated it in China to try and create fear, right? They because the whole thing's fake. So they have these people dropping in the street, and then it spreads out. I don't know if you've seen Wuhan, China recently. There's a video of a pool party in Wuhan, China. I'll send it to you so you can put it in. Well, 2 weeks ago, they had 1 million people at a pool party in Wuhan. So in China, it's completely over and gone. Like they're completely finished with it, and they're living a completely normal life. And here we are still in the West, scared of this, and we have to go
I feel you. I feel you for sure.
home at a certain time each day. And I don't believe that's anything
I think it has to do with control. They want to try to control the population. They want to try to control us as human beings, and not be able to have us think freely, and not be able to make decisions based off of the way that society, not even society, but make decisions based off of the way everything is and seeing the reality. You know, they want you to continue to be bats, to be drones, to be bots in the Matrix. We on this channel, we as woke ones of the Most High, we refuse to do that.
to do with the safety of people. I believe that's to do with the control of people. Because anyone with a logical brain knows sending me home at 10 p.m. has nothing to do with the virus. That has nothing to do with the virus. So have been caught lying repeatedly. At the beginning, they said masks were useless. You can Google this right now. The at the beginning of the pandemic said we do not recommend people wear masks. They also said we do not recommend lockdowns. They said both of these things on their website.
We are aware that lockdowns are again a topic of discussion as countries deal with surges of the cough. We understand that sometimes such measures are though not sustainable are needed to swiftly suppress the cough and avoid health systems being overwhelmed. The lockdowns are not sustainable solutions because of the significant things. However, there have been times where restrictions were necessary. It's crazy.
I remember. This is true.
This is
But
true.
they said we don't recommend masks because masks are limited and available only for doctors. I remember this.
There's a lot of studies, and one of them was on the World saying that masks are ineffective as a whole. And the point is that if you have a mask on, you touch your face, you touch the mask, you move the mask, you breathe in the mask. Then if you're going to get the virus, you can get the masks are ineffective as a whole. This is the point. So the world has reversed its role and reversed its position repeatedly. And what it's done is it's changed its position in line with politics. So I believe the whole
I agree.
scam is political. Like everything in the world is political. It's all political and it's about controlling people. So me as an individual, I refuse to wear a mask. And I say to everybody, your mask.
But this is just your opinion.
This is my opinion.
I don't want strikes.
Yeah,
Okay.
my opinion.
Okay.
YouTube. My opinion is that nobody should wear a mask. My opinion is that everybody should think for themselves, and you should not be
A free thinker.
by the information centers of the world, which say that you're not allowed to question anything, and you should be allowed to question.
Okay.
You should look.
And my opinion is that I respect the law, but I can say anything about. I can say it's a bad law, but I respect it. Okay, this is my opinion. Go ahead.
It's actually really good that we disagree on this issue because it'll make the video far more interesting. But law, as a whole, the idea of law is common good, right? If I believe there's common good for a law, then I'll respect it.
Yeah.
But if someone's going to pass a law with absolutely no proof, and I don't believe there's any common good, I'm going to think for myself and say, no,
It's
I
controlled.
don't want to go home at 10 p.m. You cannot tell me viruses have times. And there's no one alive who's going to believe that. And the constant flip-flopping and all their lying about, they've been caught changing their mind about things all time and time again. They don't know anything. The fact is, what we do know about is one of the, along with the common cold and the flu, it's very, very harmless to most people on Earth. They admit this. The survival rate's 99.8%, right? You're locking people in their houses. You're destroying people's businesses,
Fear.
their life work.
Because of fear.
Yeah, because of fear. And they're propagating fear on a virus with a 99.8% survival rate. And they're doing it by saying it's going to kill your grandma, it's going to kill your grandma.
They're propagating fear because they don't want you to be a woke masculine man or a woke feminine woman. And I'm not talking about liberal woke. I'm talking about conservative woke. Being able to see the reality of the situation and being able to move accordingly. You understand? They don't want you to be able to be a free thinker. They want to be able to mind control you. They want to be able to control your thoughts, control your feelings, control your emotions. You cannot allow them to do that, woke family. You have to be able to see what's going on right in front of you. This is all done to be able to make you weaker as a man, make you weaker as a woman. We're not going for any of that on this channel, especially. You understand? But let's continue.
Come on. every time you ever visited your
Yeah,
grandma,
yeah.
you had a disease.
Fear.
Yeah, fear. And they're trying to make
Emotional
you scared.
response. Emotional response. When emotional response, when people, us animals, have an emotional response, our prefrontal cortex, which is the rational mind, is overtaken by emotions.
Absolutely.
Really, this is
Absolutely.
true.
And when you want to control people, the first thing you do is you convince them there's an outside enemy, right?
Yeah.
You look at North Korea. The reason the dictator has so much control is because he says, America's coming to get us. America's coming to get us. If there's no outside enemy, you can't control people.
Yeah.
So the outside enemy is now this virus, right?
Tribalist.
Tribalist. And we have to do anything we're told, no matter how stupid it is. You can sit there and eat your dinner, no problem. Talk with your friends, no problem. I can kiss the girl next to me, no problem. But when I stand up to go piss, I have to put a mask on.
Yep.
I have to walk in there and I have to take a piss with my mask on. And I have to come back and take my mask off again and sit down. And then I can do whatever I want again. This is about controlling people. There's no
Yes.
doctor alive who believes that's going to benefit or help anybody when it comes to it's about control. And when I see a government using any excuse, including the common cold, for any kind of power grab, me as an individual, I like to resist because I've seen what's happened in history, and a government has never in history taken power and given it back. And every time they've taken power, it's for the same reason. It's under the guise of safety. It's a virus, it's terrorists, it's an enemy, it's this, it's that. There's something coming. Don't worry. Obey me without thinking. Just put the mask on. Listen. Don't worry. 10 p.m., go home. The is out at 10 p.m. And these same people who are making these laws are disobeying these laws. I think the Romanian politicians got caught. There's a picture on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Of them sitting around in close proximity smoking cigars so these people making the laws don't obey them. So the people who make the laws know it's not real.
Yeah.
And they're making laws for peasants. And I don't consider myself a peasant.
It's all meant for mind control. It's all meant to be able to control you. You cannot allow them to control you. You cannot allow them to be able to take over your reality. When you allow them to take over reality, you're screwed. You're done for. Feel me? Here on this channel, we fight against all the principalities of darkness and demonic forces against all our lives. Because the reality situation is that they don't want you to be woke. We're going to watch a few more minutes, guys, and then we'll move on to today's video.
Or a slave, I consider myself a free thinker. And when I sit and I look at all the information, I look at the constant flip-flopping of the world, I look at the survival rates, I look at Sweden, where deaths are basically zero, I look at the falsified...
Sweden, 3 deaths, Google this, okay? Sweden has 3 deaths per day. Okay, Romania has 100 deaths per day COVID.
Yeah, and Sweden has
Google
no lockdown restrictions.
Never.
None. I've been there 4 times. If you want to have your belief in destroyed, do what I did. When this whole thing started and Sweden said it's not locking down, me as an individual, as soon as I saw my freedom being attacked, I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm out of here. And I went to Stockholm, right? And I have some personal stories, which I'm not going to share on YouTube, but I'm a big freedom advocate because I've been through this shit enough times, right? So I know what happens. So I went to Sweden, and I'm there, and I was there at the height of the lockdown. You know when you couldn't drive here, and you needed papers to drive?
I saw you on Instagram.
Yeah, and I'm in Sweden, and we're partying, and everyone's drinking, and they have a lower death rate than any other country in Europe. So why is this? And
We started, if you Google Sweden, you'll see the cases were higher at the beginning and now are
It just
lower.
started to dwindle down.
Deaths are now 3 deaths per day.
Yep, super low. And the reason is because the Swedes, and I'm not even a fan of Sweden's politics. I'm just amazing the Swedes of all people got this right. But the Swedes got it right. The Swedes sat there and said, you can't hide from a virus forever. We have hospitals. The virus is going to spread throughout the population. Those who are particularly weak, exceptionally old, people who could die of anything anyway, may get sick. But most people are going to be okay, and it's going to go down to 0. Whereas what we've done is, I mean, in England, I can talk about the English politics, where they said, we're going to lock down for 2 weeks to make sure the hospitals don't get overrun, blah, blah, blah. They've just locked everyone in their houses again. It's been nearly a year.
And France also.
And France also. How long can this possibly go on? The virus is never going to go anywhere.
Yep.
If the virus exists, we know the virus exists. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, YouTube. Don't strike it for that. Corona's real, but it's certainly not dangerous enough to kill people in their houses. And the world are liars. And there's no reason why you can restrict people's freedoms en masse for a virus with a 99.8% survival rate. Telling someone to put a mask on, a lot of people see that as a small thing, right? They're like, oh, put on a mask, no big deal. To me, that's a big thing. You're telling me what I to do with my face.
Exactly.
You're sitting there in a office and you're looking and you're going, fucking, yeah, put something, cover up. I'm not.
The crazy part about that is that they're going to tell you to do stuff that they themselves are not doing. This is exactly why you have to be careful who you listen to. A lot of people are just going to be okay and go with the okie doke. But you don't know who you're taking information from. You don't know who you're listening to. You don't know what type of impact that person's going to have on your life. 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Got to be very, very careful in who you listening to and who you're listening to and what the information that they're giving you. Because that information has the ability to either break you or make you. Let me say that again. That information has the ability to make you or break you.
A bitch. I don't want to put a mask on. I don't want to put a mask on because I'm not scared of corona. I'm not scared of corona. So why should I be forced by law to cover up and muzzle myself? And I believe this is, not I believe, I know why they're doing this. They're doing this very, very clearly.
Control.
Let's look at the Muslim world, right? People have their faces covered. A lot of the women have their faces covered. You know what happens when you cover someone's face?
What?
You dehumanize them. If you have 100 people in a crowd and you see their faces, you can see individuals. When you have 100 people with their faces covered, they're just a number. You dehumanize. It's part of the sheep mentality. Herding.
Who's making this? Because I think this is random. Let me tell you why. Because it's hard to orchestrate this on a planetary scale.
Agreed. But there are some that have planetary influence.
Who?
Like the International Monetary Fund. If you're in charge of all the money in the world, you're in charge of exchange rates, you're in charge of all the... This is how war is fought, right? War is fought with currency. You don't need... The idea of two first world nations going to war is outdated. And it'll never happen again because there's no winner. It doesn't matter what happens in the war. There's going to be so much destruction in a global economy that no one's going to win. You understand? So if America wants to go to war with Russia, they just devalue the Russian ruble. We'll just fuck their money up. And then we'll fuck the
Can
oil
they
up.
do them? Can they do that?
Of course they can do that. That's what the IMF is all about. So the International Monetary Fund are in charge of
Okay,
the world, right?
if they can do that, why during the Cold War this did not happen? Because during the Cold War, I believe that they were both, America and USA were, America and Russia were both struggling, were
Yeah.
trying to overtake each other.
Yeah.
But why didn't you do this?
Because during the Cold War, Russia had a lot more influence, right? During the Cold War, there's a whole bunch of communist countries.
Right.
Now Russia, people talk about Russia being America's enemy. Russia doesn't stand a chance against America. It's not America's enemy, really. The only competitor to America could be China.
Yeah.
And China have benefited massively from this virus, right? Look what they did. They locked down for fucking 3 weeks. They put out a bunch of propaganda of people dying in the streets. They've been wide open ever since. Well, we've been locked down. Yeah, they're wide open in China.
You serious?
You can fly to China right now. Like the world war, the people involved with this, what they've done is a very simple maneuver, right? And everyone knows how this goes. Anyone who's an adult who's watching this knows how it goes. You find an excuse and you do a power grab. This is an excuse for a power grab by governments. They've come along and said, oh, so we're going to restrict all your freedom. And it's like a negotiation, right? Like if you go to buy a Lamborghini and it's $200,000, really you're happy to pay $190,000, but you go in there and say, I'll give you $150,000. And the idea is that you negotiate hard so that he'll settle on $190,000. So this is what they're going to do. They've come along, they've taken all our freedom away, and then when they give it back, they're going to keep that little bit.
Yeah.
And then because of terrorism, there'll be some other excuse. And then because of this, there'll be some other excuse. And that's how you end up restricted in a world where you can't say and you can't think.
Right. But I want
Facts.
to know who are those people?
I don't think it's about individual people. I think there's just institutions out there which have decided en masse, the people who are in charge of information, including you, who have decided en masse what people are allowed to criticize and what people are not allowed to criticize. There are certain things you're allowed to discuss and think about, and there are certain things you're not allowed to think about. And when
This is nothing but the truth, because the reality of the situation is that if you look at YouTube, for example, bro, there are just certain things that, for example, you cannot say on YouTube. You cannot say on TikTok, because if you say those things, to them it violates TOS, right? It violates their policies, especially because of the fact that a lot of these policies that they have aren't even fluid in the sense that they're not really fully discussed. Like, for example, look at the way that YouTube removed Andrew Tate. They never even gave him a reason of why they removed him. Right? So now when you start speaking on it to them, it's going to be like, oh yeah, you violated TOS, but you never really explained what he violated. You have to understand, once you start to gain a massive influence on the population, they're going to try to silence you. They did the same thing with Sneeko too, right? They did the same exact thing with Sneeko. They don't want to promote you because to them it's like you're trying to push people towards negativity, even though they themselves are the negative people, right? And I'm talking about the liberal woke, not our woke, the liberal woke. You feel me? So it just really goes to show you.
I say it's not real. This upsets a lot of people. And I say, why are you so upset? Are you even a doctor? You're not sick. You don't know anyone who's been sick. Oh, my friend's grandma was sick. Grandma's got sick before corona. What does that mean? That doesn't mean anything.
Doesn't
And
mean
people
anything.
won't use their own mind and look
But,
around and
okay,
say,
a good question. Do you think that some people, little people, but
I believe that the coronavirus, if you are susceptibly weak, is dangerous. But I also believe the common cold, if you're susceptibly weak, is dangerous.
Even
I
the
also
common
believe the
cold can
flu.
kill you.
I also believe the flu is dangerous. And I do not believe you can destroy the livelihoods and the futures of unlimited people, unlimited young individuals who, let's say, had a business or whatever, destroy their lives en masse to try and save them. I'm trying to save you. Don't worry about losing your whole company. I'm saving you from a virus that isn't going to hurt them anyway. I don't think that's fair. I don't think a government should be coming along and mandating that by fact. I think people should have their own personal choice. It's up to me if I want to get COVID. Who the fuck are you?
But
I'll pay my health care.
That's right. But you understand their argument. I'm just trying to understand their argument, even though I don't agree with them. Their argument is, oh, you have to stay in the house so you don't get other people sick because you may kill us. That's their argument. I don't agree with that, but that's their argument.
Their
That's the
argument is
mentality,
they
yeah.
want to control everybody. This is all the government's ever wanted. And the people who are in charge of the world, all they've ever wanted from the beginning,
It's control.
these people are above money,
They want power.
they're above economies, they're above the dollar, they're above the lei, they're above this shit. They want people to comply. When you're at that
Facts.
level, all you care about is that the idiots at the bottom comply. This is what you need. And you have
Facts.
to put systems in place to ensure people. And one of the easiest systems you can do is by manipulating information. If I type COVID into Google, nothing will come up saying it's a scam. Everything will come up saying it's so dangerous, stay home, blah, blah, blah. Google have decided to propagate the COVID lie. They have not decided to be fair and impartial and show people the things that make them think opposite. They want people to be afraid.
I want to tell you why I think this is happening. I think not because Google or you are part of the global. No, but they do believe it's the better thing to do. I understand? That's why they are doing it.
Cool.
That's my opinion.
Cool.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, great. So, but if Google and you believe X
Yeah.
and they manipulate the population of the world in X way, then these are the most powerful institutions on earth.
Okay.
And right now that we say, okay, it's fine.
But Andrea, let me tell you, I always strive for the truth.
Of course.
They don't manipulate, okay? They have the right, because if you have a platform, if Google was yours, you are free to make your own rules.
Now, this is an interesting argument.
Of course.
But firstly, I disagree with you. They do manipulate. Because if they control the information people see, they
Definitely,
No difference
definitely
between
manipulating.
manipulating and influencing. There's no difference.
okay, influence, they manipulate, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
But
Even
if-
now you're manipulating people.
Okay, of course. But if you're a search engine, right?
Yeah.
You're a search engine.
Yeah.
You're supposed to provide results impartially. You're supposed to say, here's
I agree.
information. Da-da. If you have an agenda, which these companies do, including you, if you have an agenda, that's fine. But you are influencing, you are manipulating, and that becomes dangerous beyond. When you start looking at things like presidential elections and how they're manipulating people to hate President Trump,
Yeah.
how they're manipulating people to hate certain political components, this is a dangerous thing.
But-
You have people out there who are in charge of these.
Guys, this is one thing we have to understand in 2022, all right? If we can understand this one thing, I think we'll be all set. Freedom of speech in 2022 has passed away, right? Freedom of speech has passed away. If you start to speak out against the government or start to say negative things about the community, against the society, they're going to try to wipe you out. They're going to try to take you down. They don't want you to be speaking about these stuff. Why? Because to them, it's like you're threatening their life. You're threatening them. That's the way that they see it. So they want you to be very, very careful about what you're saying and only comply with the agenda that they're trying to promote. This is why, as you start to gain a lot of hope in society, you're kind of moving in the wrong path. Because the thing is that this is why you need to trust in God and you need to focus on trying to become the best version of yourself. Society every single day keeps on becoming more evil and evil and evil. And you have to understand that a society that tries to move away from the truth, right? A society that tries to move away from the truth, when you start to speak the truth, they're going to shame you. They're going to say a lot of negative things about you. That is just how people are. That is just how society is. But with that being said, you should still promote the truth. You should still promote greatness, because the reality is that you have the ability to become great, right? You have the ability to promote greatness. Don't allow those things to be able to deter you. Only you have the ability to save yourself, and they have the ability to save other people. Trust in God. Let's keep pushing. We're going to watch a few more minutes, guys, and then we'll move on to the next video.
These like you said, and it's their fair decision to do what they want, but they can control billions of people's
Yes,
minds.
yes.
So if they
Big
sit there and
facts.
go, this politician will do whatever he wants, and this one won't. He's bad, he's good. These people control the world. If you, that's not fair. There should be fair access to information.
No, there should be freedom, and they should be let free to do whatever they want.
Okay, but they have an absolute monopoly. They have
Yeah.
an absolute monopoly.
Yeah, so
right?
let us build our own platform. This is how I see it. I may not. I don't have the truth, okay? But
Yeah.
this is how I think. I think everybody should be left to do whatever they want, man. You have Google. Is Google yours? You can make your own rules, man.
Yeah.
Not-
Okay. So let's
this
say
is how I see it.
I agree.
You
with
wanted freedom.
Okay. Let's say I agree with you. Yeah, absolutely. Then people need to understand that the information they get is manipulated. I understand that.
Yeah,
But
I
most
do.
people don't.
That's
So
true.
let's hope YouTube leaves this video up and doesn't strike it. So
I
I'm
know-
telling you
I
guys.
know he will.
So okay. So YouTube, if you're watching any video on YouTube, understand that YouTube are deliberately manipulating the search results. What you type into the search bar is deliberately to try and convince you of a certain thing. When you type it into the search results, it's going to tell you how scared to be. It's never going to tell you it's a scam. This is done on purpose. If you want information, you have to find it in other places. And it does exist. It does exist on fringe websites, which are very hard to find and very hard to keep up because they all disappear. There's a website called BitChute, which is the YouTube of freedom, right? You can say anything, racist things, stupid things. It's completely free, unlike YouTube. On day, it disappeared. It got shut down. Google this. And BitChute themselves couldn't work out why. They got hacked by somebody who was trying to stop them putting up proof that the president was rigged. And somebody, probably themselves, or hacked another website, which is as large as YouTube, and destroyed it in a few minutes. So there is no freedom because the people who control the information, they don't want other people to tell the truth. So YouTube has such a monopoly. If you try and launch a competitor to YouTube, you don't last. You can't compete with Google. These people control the internet. They control access to and from the internet. They shut you down at will. These people have an absolute monopoly.
For sure, they definitely do, and he's speaking the truth. If you start speaking against the government or start speaking against certain things, they can have your stream taken down, bro. Right? If you start spewing information against things that are contrary to what they're promoting, they are going to shut you down. They don't care. They literally do not care. It doesn't matter to them. This is exactly why you got to be careful in the propaganda. Not even the propaganda, but in the things that you promote. Because they don't care. They're going to shut you down if they have to shut you down. They don't care. You have to be you have to be very cautious. You have to be very careful, bro. It's real.
Monopoly, and they're not going to give it up. Why would you give up a monopoly over information? These
Yeah.
people are never going to give it up. If this video doesn't last on YouTube, where else are we going to put it? You tell me where else we're going to put it. You're telling me some
my
smart,
website.
okay, your website, right? I have friends who have their own websites, and guess what happens? They lose their domain. Let's look at Alex
don't
Jones.
believe them, man.
Look at
You're
Alex
right.
Jones. Look at Alex Jones. If you're watching this and you don't know who Alex Jones is a hero, and he will always tell you the truth. Go and look up Alex.
I agree that Alex Jones is one of the last Patriots, but the thing is that he did make a comment, and I'm not saying that I support it, but right, and this is somebody being from Connecticut, right? Sandy Hook is probably about an hour, 2 hours away from where I live, right? He made a comment saying that the Sandy Hook thing wasn't real, and that was probably his biggest mistake saying that. But that just goes to show you deep down inside that none of us are all perfect. But let's be real though. If we were to compare the conservative woke side to the liberal woke side, the liberal woke side tries to make it seem like they're tolerant. But now I'm not trying to say this in defense of Alex Jones for making that comment, because that comment was out of pocket for sure. But I'm saying in general, when it comes to them, they try to make it seem as if they're tolerant. But the minute you start to disagree with what they have to say, you're a bigot, you're a neo-Nazi, you're a racist, you're a Islamophobe, you're a not even Islamophobe, but well, you can say that as well too, and you're a homophobe. You know what I'm saying? So it really just goes to show you what they really think and their mentality and their mindset. So you have to be careful when you're saying certain things. But if you still believe it, regardless, stand for what you believe in, regardless of the scenario, regardless of the situation. Because you have to understand that we're soldiers of God and we spew the truth regardless of how people feel about it.
Alex Jones. And don't listen to what Google and YouTube say, right? You have to go and dig deep about Alex Jones. Alex Jones is a guy who told the truth all the time. He's a good guy. He's a hero of the American people who never lied. Deleted all this stuff overnight for no reason. Why? Because he kept calling out YouTube on their blatant lies. And they lie and they control the information. If you can control information, you can control people's minds. It's amazing to me now. We'll go on to the in a minute, because that's what they really want to do when you control people's minds, right? When you control people's minds, you want to control who they act, because then you control the world. Now you control the world, right? But with this whole COVID thing, the news you see on the TV is, of course, fake. All the news is orchestrated. And I can give you a million examples of that.
Hi, I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But
It sounds like they sound like bots. It sounds like people that are allowing themselves to be controlled. That's kind of tough.
But there's all this thing. The idea is that when I walk into the gas station, some lady, which is this has happened to me, some lady's gonna say, "You're masked," and start to panic. And I'm like,
But
"You're an
that's the
idiot."
law. That's the law.
But the law is stupid. Why should we blindly obey laws that we know
Because
are
she-
are sorry.
Because the woman risks getting fired if she doesn't tell you that.
That's right. Comply.
What would you do if you were her?
I would, if I was her, I'd do exactly what I'm doing now. Because it doesn't matter what job I have or how much money I have. As an individual, I think for myself. And I don't care if anyone comes along to me and tells me you must mandate X, and I don't believe in it. I would not do it. I am not a slave individual, right? If someone comes along and says you must tell people to wear a mask, you know what I do if someone walked in without a mask? Pretend I didn't see him. Because if everyone was like me, if everybody was like me, refused to wear a mask and refused to tell people to wear masks, this whole thing would end. They can't keep the scam up because they can't enforce it. There's not enough police to enforce the scam. More people have died as a result of pounds than itself.
Possibly, yeah.
Not possibly. Well, you can say possibly, yeah. Okay, maybe possibly. YouTube, it's just my opinion. More people have died from canceled appointments. In England, there's endless cases of people
That's
who are
true.
canceled for cancer appointments, heart operations. These are real things. It's the code, right? But this is people, you have women who are stuck in maternity wards by themselves without their partners for days on end. Like, this whole thing is insane, and more people are dying from the lockdown than lives you're saving. How can you, as a in Australia, I'll send you the link. In Australia, 5 toddlers have died who needed heart operations in a specific hospital, but you're not allowed to transfer the patients in between states. So kids are dying. How, as a grown-up, an adult, can you sit there and see people dying because of all the and then sit there and say, "Oh, but for your safety, doesn't matter. They can die, but for your safety, we're going to keep you in because we care about people's lives." If you cared about people's lives, you build the health infrastructure, right? All the money the economy is losing could build enough hospitals to deal with any patient who's sick, right? Look how much the world has lost. Take this money, build a few extra hospitals, and let people live their lives.
Exactly.
They care about our safety.
They don't care.
About people's lives.
They don't care.
They want to control us. That's all they want to do. This is another excuse to exert control. That's all it has ever wanted, is to exert control. There's no division in the world besides the people with power and the people without power. You and I, right? People think we're rich. He has very beautiful cars. I have very beautiful cars. We're free enough to go where we want. But we don't have any power. Anytime the government can come and arrest us, police can arrest us, they can take your passport. We have no power.
Yes.
The people with power, all they want to do is make sure the people down here never start to think for themselves.
Exactly.
This is how it's been since the dawn of time. Since World War II, since before that, it's always been the same. Corona is another excuse to control people. There's a million ways they could help the population and deal with this problem. Not that it's even a problem to begin with, without destroying livelihoods of individuals and exerting. It's done absolutely on purpose because this is a government's answer to everything. Just give up your freedom, give up more freedom, and we'll fix it. Just give up a little bit more and we'll fix it. And what's crazy is, and when you talk about YouTube and how they should be able to put up what they want, they're bringing people to the point where you now have people begging to have their taken away.
Exactly.
You have people, everyone should wear a mask, everyone should stay home.
You have people that are brainwashed. They don't want you to be able to think for yourself. They don't want you to be able to have a free mind, to be able to have free thoughts. So that when you start speaking on it, they're going to try to shame you. Don't allow that to happen, bro. Like, don't allow that to happen. Keep speaking on the truth. The truth shall set you free. All right, guys. We're gonna listen to like another minute or two, and then from there we're gonna move on to the next video.
People in Romania, in every country, who are begging the government to take freedom from them. Please, please, please take all my freedom and take everyone else's for all our safety. It's only 99.8% survival rate. Please take everything from me. Destroy the businesses, please. And this is down to you, which are in fear. When you have the ability to influence billions of people, you have a responsibility, and your responsibility as a platform is to give a non-biased view, or to give information so people can make their own decisions. If you give all information in favor of one direction, you are influencing the world, and you are responsible for what you're doing, and it's done on purpose. The people who are in charge of all the platforms have sat there and decided, we want people of that's what they've decided.
Okay, I want to say once again, from my heart, I believe that YouTube and Google are not part of any conspiracy, and they are just doing this because they think it's good.
Okay.
I already said that.
Okay.
Okay, and I mean it.
Okay.
And one more thing I want to say why I don't believe there is a global elite that is controlling the world. Look at you and me, okay? We made a few millions,
Yep.
okay, dollars, but the thing is that more money doesn't bring us more happiness.
Agreed.
And I don't think that other people would feel more happiness if they are exerting power. That's just mean, okay? Look at me, I'm doing good. I want.
But that's you though, right? That's you though. You have to understand one thing, my guy. Just because you wouldn't feel happier doesn't mean that other people that are, because you have to understand the people that are exerting the power are not millionaires, bro. They're billionaires. They want to be able to exert their power over people that are not billionaires, people that are not at the same level financially as them. It just goes to show you that's why you have to put yourself in a position of success. You have to be able to see the reality and move accordingly. You understand? But anyway, listen, guys, we're gonna get to the next video. It's gonna be with Fresh and Fit, as well as with Cheyenne from the UK. Fresh Prince. Okay, let's watch this.
So, like, wait, is it a big thing out in the States to not do it? Because over here in the UK, it's kind of like if you do it, you're labelled as like a bocat, and it's like a big no.
A bocat?
Let's see this.
Hi, I'm Shine Reynolds, and I'm back. New season, new dates. And to be honest with you, I'm not impressed with the dating scene.
I think 99% of the world's problems would be solved if females walked through life with their body count on their forehead.
I've given
I agree. I agree with that because the thing is that a lot of these criminals, gangsters, all these people that you see are coming from people that are from single mother households, and it's because of all the dysfunction that you're seeing in the world. It comes from people that are not in functional households, people that are not dealing with women that are virtuous, which turns into dealing with men that are not virtuous. So it all has a, you know what I'm saying? It all basically has a spiral effect at the end of the day.
given some high scores.
I thought we might as well do the date properly.
Ah, see, I like this. No, I've definitely given some low scores.
So, like, I'd just say being as Caribbean langers with nice jocks.
Oh my God. It's time to find a man that can tick all the boxes.
Do you know what? There wasn't actually any red flags. Wow.
This is grilling.
My name's Fresh, I'm Perfect Podcast. I'm here today to show her the Barbados style, the Bajan style. What I'm expecting, I mean, just a good time, good vibes, and at the same time, like, if she's feeling the
My guy, Fresh, man.
vibe, let's see what's up, you know? Of course I can handle grilling, bro. I mean, I'm black already, I'm already grilled, so it's all good.
This guy.
Can ask you whatever she likes?
Don't ask about my dog. Let me see what else, what I eat for food. No, just kidding. Anything, it's fine. Hey.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm liking the all black.
I know, all black.
Copy me today.
I'm copying you.
Yeah, of course.
So my name's Cheyenne.
Fresh, that's what they call me.
I know, I recognise you.
Good to see you in person now.
I've spoken to this guy. How are you?
Not bad. The UK is a little bit different from Miami, so it's getting accustomed to it. It's kind of tough.
Yeah? Okay, when did you fly in?
Yesterday.
Oh, yesterday? Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Had Nando's, pretty cool vibe, so
Oh, cool. Well, cheers to that.
cheers. This is raga.
Yeah.
Jamaican inspired, I like it.
Yeah, trying something different.
Does it taste good? I'm not gonna lie, man. I've seen her on YouTube, Instagram, but in person, like, she's stunning, man. I'm not gonna lie. Painting, you know?
Do you like it?
It's okay, I just don't drink alcohol.
Do you not?
Nah.
Oh, why not?
Just not my thing. But it's not bad, though. It's not bad. It's cherry.
Oh, okay.
Shelter raga.
Yeah, so you'll see by the end of this, I'll be a lot more chill.
There we go.
Right, it's really weird actually meeting you.
I know. We've spoken on Instagram a couple times.
Yeah, a few times. So tell me about you.
Basically about me, man, like, I love to live life, I love experiences. Like, I'm from the islands, Barbados, as you know. Came to the States 5 years ago and worked my way up from Chick-fil-A, you know, like, taking phone calls to where I'm at today. And it's kind of like, you know, I've always wanted to do better in my life and always progress and do more.
No, he seems like a really nice guy. So I'm quite impressed that you don't drink.
Mm-hmm.
Did you stop drinking by choice or is it like religious beliefs?
So for me personally, like, the taste itself is, I just don't like it. And whenever I go out, I'm responsible because I drive my cars. I'm always like with my people. So like, if I'm drunk or like ever messed up, I can't be there for my people. So I'm all sober whenever I go out.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I'm actually impressed that he doesn't drink alcohol. I'm just here drinking.
So when you go out,
Don't say that because I feel like you're going to be the type of person. I'm talking to you, Cheyenne. I'm talking to you. You're going to be the type of person to judge my boy at the end of the day. He's a good guy. Listen, black men don't cheat, okay? Black men don't cheat. Stop playing with my boy.
you're the mom of the group or you're like,
Oh yeah,
in between.
I'm always the mother hen.
Okay.
So it's kind of like I'm always in charge on where we're going and what we're doing.
That's a red flag.
No, it's not. It's not a red flag.
Red flag. Off rip. No, but like, she's a cool person. Just that, like, I already know deep down, bro, there's some demons in there that she's to do it, and it's like, bro,
Yep.
you want to deal with that? Probably
Nah.
not.
Why is it red flag?
It could be because that means you don't really let loose sometimes.
No, I do.
You do?
Yeah, no, I do. But I like to still be in check. I like to just look after. You know.
Okay, because I need girls that have fun and get lit because, I mean, you got to enjoy life, you know?
So people think that you need to have fun to like be completely crazy and do stuff like that. Like I have fun, you know, doing that. So.
Okay.
So are you a serious dater?
I'll tell you this. I'm a serial dater.
Serial dater?
Yeah.
We know what that means. He sleeps around a lot. Okay, so you just like have loads of one-night stands.
No. It's more like I'll do dates, right? And like, for example, if we connect on that level, I want to see more, I want to do more. But some people don't have that capacity to even like take in or be more. So it's kind of like,
Especially in Miami, let me say this, especially in Miami, you have to understand that a lot of the people don't know who God is. They're godless people. There are a lot of demonic forces over there. So, all in all, you got to be careful of who you give your energy to. That is just the point regardless. You got to be careful of who you give your energy to.
I see where they're at. I lead them and say, cool, you know what? Nice meeting you, but that's where it's going to end.
Okay.
What about you?
I'm a bit of a serial dater in the sense of I'm quite picky. So I can be I'm a really frustrating person to date, if I'm honest.
I can tell.
Really? Why can you tell?
No, just about
He's being sarcastic. Come on, man.
to with you.
I date for like long term. So for me, I don't.
You can't tell a man that you date for long term, but you have a high body count. Come on. Even they're gonna be like, how do I know that, right? I mean, I think there's been a video where you said that why does it matter if a woman sleeps around with multiple men? It's like, it does matter. Most men are gonna take you seriously if you have a high body count. That's just the reality.
Like this, like I'm not a fan of like hookup culture and everything like that. So it's not me. So I find it really
You said you're not a fan of hookup culture, so that means you have a low body count, right? According to what you're saying. Okay, we're gonna find out.
hard to actually date now.
So let me ask you this. If you could find the person right now that you want, right? What would they be to you? Like, their traits, you would say.
Probably someone driven. Yes, they've got to be ambitious. They've got to be very compassionate, and hold a lot of integrity. You know, I'm a big fan of like values and morals, not really about like materialistic things. What about you?
Has to be one, loyal, right? In terms of like not like a hoe, right? Number two is she's actually like adding value to my life. So for example, let's say I have a business and I need help in certain areas. She can say, you know what? My babe needs help in these areas. I'm gonna help him out. That's just adding value. And then 3, most important is she's spiritual in some sense, because I feel like that's a guidance because most girls don't have that. So
Yeah, I think more women are spiritual though.
when I say spiritual, I mean actual like religion, because for example, spiritual can mean like anything, like, you know, stars, signs, whatever. I mean like actual like faith in somebody.
Have faith.
Yeah.
Okay. What's a hoe?
Here we go. So a hoe, basically, right, is a woman that knows she can settle down at any point, but chooses to either experience life on different levels of like different guys, different lifestyles, which is fine, but it's kind of like, if you do that path, like just know that like it has certain like repercussions, so to speak. So
Okay,
that's all I
so
say.
would you call me a hoe? Because I can settle down and I won't, simply because I want to have a career.
Yeah. If you choose your career over settling down, then yeah, you're gonna be viewed as a hoe, for sure.
Well, you said that you're picky, right? So that's one thing. But
So
let me
you
ask you
calling
this.
me a hoe though?
So, hold on, let me ask you this, right? Why are you picky?
I know what I bring to the table in the sense I know what kind of woman
If a woman tells you she knows what she brings to the table, she doesn't bring anything to the table. Stop it, bro.
I am. So I'm not gonna sit and tolerate crap from someone. I'm not gonna just settle for less. I know how much value I bring to someone and a relationship.
Fresh. Ask her what value she brings to the table. Let's get into it. What value do you bring?
Yep.
So all this time, you never met anyone that like meets those requirements at all?
No, do you know what it was? Because I've only just started the whole dating. Like, I'm big on personal development.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of time on myself. Like, I went celibate. It was just focus.
She said she was celibate. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Let's stop, bro.
You went celibate?
Yeah, and for me, it's the best.
You know
thing. I
she's
think when
capping.
you connect to yourself, you realign. It's good, you know.
For how long?
I was celibate for 2 years.
Where's the
Like. Come on, bro.
cap? I need a cap.
No, it's not cap.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's the cap around here? Because
Here you
what
go,
else
my
to do?
brother.
Oh,
Here you go,
here we
my brother.
2 years, bro? Dude, there's no way possible. Where's my shirt?
Bro.
There's no way. 2 years.
Yeah.
No toys.
No toys. Because as well, even with
Come
that,
on.
No, because even
Stop.
with that, you have to
Stop.
learn to, like, my personal life. It used to be very chaotic.
What are you even saying? Stop. Like, what are you saying?
So for me, I needed no distractions and just to be.
No, there's no
And that
distraction.
would find out.
Each and even okay, you think you're a man. Stop, bro. If a man told me he went celibate for 2 years, I believe that. You, on the other hand, you're a woman. You can get it whenever you want. So for you to open up your mouth and say, "Oh, I was celibate for 2 years. Oh my God, I no toys." Not stop. Now, does that mean that just because you're using, like, more likely than not, if you're using toys, you're probably going to eventually end up wanting the real thing? Let's just stop. And then another thing you have to pay attention to: human psychology. If they start to look to the left side of their eyes, they're lying majority of the time.
Who I am and discover that.
Yeah, I say a lot.
Do they?
Watch what Fresh says now. I have not, bro. We're watching this in real time. Listen, just listen.
What are they saying?
They say ambitious, good mindset, but at the same time, you want to be a free spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not a hoe. Because I feel like that's what men do. I feel like men like to label women as free spirits is just your excuse to say hoe.
I mean, you could say that, but I think for you, you're more picky and you want to actually have something of substance rather than something that's like superficial. So it makes sense. So I gotta know, off rip.
Yeah.
What are your first impressions of me from me sitting down, meeting you for the first time?
To be fair, I'm actually like pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Because obviously we spoke online. I feel like you're not as egotistical as I assumed. It's so easy just to see someone online and pass judgment, but you don't actually know who they are behind that screen.
Is that my Instagram?
Yes.
I get that a lot. It's like, you seem like you're stuck up, feel like you're posh, but like when you meet in person, you're more like chill, relax.
Yeah, you're more chill. So do you not find though with the lifestyle that you advertise online that it's gonna attract a certain kind of woman that you complain about?
Yes. So for example, right? Let's say my lifestyle is cars, Rolls Royce, Lamborghinis, lifestyle. Cool, right? But that's what I love to do personally. I'm a car guy. However, it does attract girls that are more like, you could say, I guess, chasing the bag, so to speak, which is fine. But I understand what it is, so I know what I put out there. But sometimes when you have that out there as well, you can filter better because now I know, okay, cool. These type of girls like this versus girls that are not into this are not gonna gravitate towards that. And I can see pretty much like how they move from that sense. So it's good and bad at the same time, but like for me personally, I can understand because I see both ends.
So what kind of woman do you actually attract right now?
Right now, I gotta say, off rip, Girls that want to have a good lifestyle, have fun.
Lifestyle.
Which isn't bad because me personally right now, I haven't found a person I want to be with long term. I've seen options where like they could be, but waiting to see what happens, you know?
Because I find like American culture is very different to UK. So I know that like a lot of American.
It might be different for now, but I think with the rise of TikTok and YouTube and Meta, aka Facebook, a lot of these UK girls are starting to become like American girls, having OnlyFans and just being thoughts. It is what it is, bro.
Americans do like the whole sugar daddy, like I'm your man lifestyle. Let me pay for your hair and nails. Like, are you big on that?
In Miami, that's a huge component of like dating. So what happens is girls from all over the world, like even from Texas or other states in the US, they come to Miami because that capital has a reputation of being like sugar daddy central. So they go to certain spots, you know, go on certain websites and they meet guys that want to take care of their lifestyle. However, here's the issue, right? When we do that dynamic right there, what happens is most guys on that level want to control you. So it's also good because they get the benefit of getting the lifestyle, but then it's like, okay, cool, now you're their slave, so to speak. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword.
No, I agree. I feel like that lifestyle comes at a cost.
It does.
You know, and for women, I never advocate for that. Like, if that's what women like, good for you. But it will come at a price because realistically, most successful men are narcissistic. They're very manipulative and they're very controlling.
You said most successful men are narcissistic. Narcissistic, all it is a confidence and belief in oneself. He would have never gotten there if he weren't narcissistic, quote unquote. If he didn't have that belief in himself, quote unquote. You understand? You have to be a little bit narcissistic in order to be able to be successful. Because most people aren't going to believe in you. So if you don't believe in yourself, you're kind of screwed. Let's talk about it. Women will say these things as a way to shame you as a man. Ignore all of it, bro. Ignore all of it, bro. You gotta be those things in order to be able to level up. You gotta be those things in order to become successful. Come on, bro.
I wouldn't say manipulative. I would say that they have a sense of, you know what, I worked myself up to this point. I don't want to tolerate any type of like
exactly.
Bad
That's what it
behavior,
is.
so to speak.
Yes, so you're like that. So you're narcissistic.
No, I'm more like relaxed. So for example, I can see somebody, right, to see who they really are and what they're about. And I meet them at that level. So for example, let's say, for example, you're a free spirit, so to speak. You want to go have fun. I'm not going to say, you know what, you can't go out, go do your thing. You know what, have fun. Just know that you may not be with me long term.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do you...
I think love is free. So for example, if I try to hold you back or control you, that's not love because I'm trying to like retain you in a certain manner. Versus if I let you do what you want, you could choose to either be with me or not be with me. But I do have my standards as well. So.
Okay.
So far, out of 10, what would you rate me on the date so far?
Oh, so far, I'd probably give you... We'll start at 6, because then you've got potential to... Improve. Yeah, so tell me more about your podcast. I have seen some episodes, by the way. So thank you for the love for Stand Out TV.
Yeah, I was big up, of course. So the podcast started from me and my boy Myron. Meeted up on Instagram. We talked for like an hour on the phone. We said, you know what, we have similar goals in terms of like dating and lifestyle. Let's do a podcast. Before you know it, people are like, yo, this is dope. I'm learning as a guy how to become better, make money, and deal with girls. I love it. So then we got a studio, and we brought it together and collabed, and we've created a Fresh and Fit podcast right now. So it's pretty cool.
How do you feel when people brand it as toxic?
I think it's just up to someone's like perspective. So for example, I know people that like see the podcast and they're like, oh, that's toxic. I don't like it at all. It's too misogynistic. Some people say, you know what? It's rough truth, but it helps me become a better person. So it's kind of like how you see the world will determine how you see the podcast.
Because I find it really like interesting, and I'll never be rude about someone's work or whatever. But for me, I kind of feel like your podcast, it does encourage and influence this whole incel culture of men that just like disrespect women for no reason.
This is the thing. So you're trying to say that their podcast basically is promoting incel behavior. It only promotes, I would say it would only promote incel behavior if one of the primary messages behind it weren't self-improvement. Like, we talk about it all the time. Like, guys, we understand that we have to self-improve. You got to go to the gym. You got to eat cleaner. You got to take care of yourself in order to be able to level up and get the women that you want. Women, same thing too. But the thing is that self-improvement is not really touched upon as much when it comes to women as it is to men. So it can't really promote incel culture if we're telling guys to self-improve, to get their money up, to focus on their fitness, to focus on their hygiene. Some people don't even take showers. Some people are dirty, they're musty, they stink. They don't buy themselves enough clothes. They don't wear clothes that fit them right. Certain things, like, it's things like that. You got to look at those things, and then from there, women are going to start to look in your direction. You feel me? It is what it is.
See, my thing is like, they're doing it without us. We're saying, you know what? Understand that this is how women are. Don't get mad at it. Understand it's cool. How do you operate? How do you become better? So that they actually want to be a part of your lifestyle. So we say, don't get mad at women. Understand what they are, what they want, and cater towards what you want as well. But at the same time, if you're gonna deal with these women on this level, understand where you're like getting into.
Like, because I'm a very chill person, and I know that I get personally attacked for like the kind of incel culture, if that makes sense.
I've seen.
Yeah, and the way I see it, like even on your podcast, I've seen it. I've got dragged before, and it's just kind of like, it's like there's no reason for it, simply because it's kind of like, once again, I made an assumption about you, and a lot of people make assumptions about women that are attractive and hold stuff down because automatically from my show, I'm branded as like a hoe or whatever and stuff like that. And I've seen it, and I've seen Myron's opinions of me as well. So I know I keep bringing up the podcast, but I've seen the way that I get dragged on that podcast.
Oh man. Well, think about Myron, right? He's very rooted in facts, and he's very rooted in like the truth. So for him, is like he's gonna call it how he sees it. Now, you may not like how he says it because how he says it is kind of like rough and upfront, but you know, on some level, there's some truth to what he's saying.
What? That I'm a what?
Huh?
What?
I didn't say that now.
No, I just know that.
Yeah.
No, there's all love with you though.
Okay.
So on your podcast, where do you get all these women?
We have a guy and girl that go out and meet girls, and they invite them to the show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So we don't do it like ourselves. It's mainly like our team that deals with them per se. Because we used to, but they don't get messy because they might want to date us or talk to us. So it's kind of like, you know what? To keep it more like realistic, you find the girls, we'll just meet them in person for the first time.
Okay. Do you find your recruiters then get a certain kind of woman to come on the show so you guys can purposely drag?
Here's the biggest argument with the show, right? They say we bring only girls that are like slow, stupid hoes. My thing is, right, they find girls from everywhere in the world. The problem is they're in Miami, so it just depends on where we meet them. Maybe South Beach, maybe on the club. So that determines where we meet them.
So you're only recruiting girls from the club or on the beach?
No, it could be anywhere. Like, for example, they send us a DM or we send them a DM. It could be in the bookstore. It doesn't matter. So we invite every girl on the show. And we've had old, young, successful, broke, poor. It doesn't matter. You want to come on the show, give your opinion, you can.
I'm coming on.
Let's do it.
I'm coming on.
I got to warn you, though. We keep it 1,000.
Yeah.
So
I'm confident, so.
you gonna sit next to me?
Yeah.
I got you.
I'll hold your hand.
There you go. I like the energy. I think she's very like on point. Like she's very like intimidating to some people, but I think she's deep down a soft person.
Softie.
Yeah, softie.
You said you're a serial dater.
Yeah.
How many women are you seeing?
Well, as you know, I'm faith-based and I'm a man of God. So it would be unreal for me to.
Listen, this is the thing. A woman usually says that because she really wants to see how she can try to cancel you. Not even cancel you, but disqualify you. Like, I want to see how Fresh is going to answer this, because to me, it's like, I'm not going to lie. If I were in that situation and a woman asked me how many women I'm seeing, I'm going to tell her I'm seeing as many as I possibly can. You got to be able to fit that role, my baby. You feel what I'm saying? You could say that, or you could just tell her that, listen, at the end of the day, don't worry about it. Just worry about the time that we're dealing with each other right now. Now, you got to say that in a more seductive way. Don't say that the way I said it. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to be like, let's say, for example, a woman asks me now, how many women am I seeing, right? I'll be like, listen, I'm going to be honest with you, my baby. You really should. Actually, well, let me say that again. My bad. That was an L. If a woman asks me, how many women am I seeing right now? I'm gonna be like, listen, I'm gonna be real with you, my baby. I just want us to focus on the situation, what you got right now. Let's not let certain things distract us from what we got going on. Simple. Like, make it very, very simple. You make it simple, you're putting yourself in a position of success. But let's continue, though.
Tell you that amount. But what I will say is, like, I have a very strange way of like picking who I want to be with long term. So that means, for example, I'll meet somebody, I need time to see who that person really is. So right now, I'm still single. I'm not dating anyone per se, but I'm seeing over time who people really are, and then make a choice if I want to go down that path or not.
So you're having sex with multiple people?
You see how she translated it? You see how she translated it? Because she's trying to gaslight him, bro. Women like her, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I don't care how good you look. If you think the way that you think, then it's not worth it.
Saying I'm giving it time to see where it goes.
So yes.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Can you just confirm?
I'm just saying, as a man of God, I want to see where it goes.
I like the way he's dodging the question.
Meet you to just go on dates, or going on trips, but that doesn't mean I'm necessarily, always doing that.
So do you think as a man of God it's fair to play with many women's emotions?
Yeah, she's trying to gaslight Fresh. I don't know why she's doing that. That's just no. That's not it. How are you playing with many women? Actually, well, I'm not gonna say that how you playing with many women's emotions, but it's like I don't know. She's gaslighting them, bro.
Well, I'm not playing. I'm being realistic. Okay. What it is like, for example, let's say I'm talking to you, right? And we start dating. I want to see where it goes. So I'm going to say, you know what? Cool. I'm going to put you here, and I'm going to watch you. And so when we go out, how's the vibe? How's the energy? What's your mindset? You want kids? You want a family? And I'll put you in a category. Okay, cool. You know what? She's an option. I'm going to take her a little bit more serious. That way, at least on that level, if I meet another girl, it's like, you're not really there. I'm going to keep you over here.
Okay, so then you will fuck them and then moan that these women are hoes.
Did I say
No,
that?
but
Look at the bro. You can't make this up.
this is what I'm saying though, this is the problem. Like, there's men that will put women in a certain category. And don't get me wrong, like, I completely understand and respect your point, but it's kind of like, if men are going around sleeping with women just as much, but then you're going to just put women in this bracket as if, like, they're not worthy.
So let me ask you this, right? If they're giving out anyway, what's the problem? Because
The problem is you guys. Like, listen, women will do it.
This is
like,
what I
women
see.
will, but it's you guys create the problem.
But this is what I see,
Calling them
right?
hoes.
Girls are giving it out freely to anybody that wants to have it, right? We're just saying, you know what? Here's the opportunity. There you go.
Okay, so how many people have you slept with?
To put on a number scale, I would say, I don't know the exact number, but it's pretty high up there.
Really?
Yeah.
How high is high though?
High as the
Because
sky.
your high might be like 10, or it might be 100. So what's your high?
Sky's the limit.
That's a lot, over 100.
Sky's the limit.
So what if I'd slept with 100?
Good for you.
It's like good for you. Nah, if you slept with 100, then you're done for. You're not wifey.
100 men? That's bullocks.
Yeah, she's done for. She's done for. She's done for.
Must be bullocks, bro. No way, bro. No way.
And then how would you then perceive me?
I mean, look, I don't judge people per se on what they do outside of their like lifestyle, whatever. I'm just saying, for example, if you had 100 guys in your, I want to say, past or history, it could be considered bad for some people.
Okay, is it bad for you?
Yes.
I think it's just up to your prerogative.
Nah, he's funny as hell. Like, Fresh, come on, bro. Keep bro, tell her what it is, bro. Like, you have to understand, like, even if she doesn't decide to deal with you, don't try to appeal to her consciousness, because if you try to appeal to her consciousness, she's only gonna lose respect, bro. Just be real with her. For me, it's too much. I'm not gonna lie. If a woman came to me and told me that she slept with 100 men, she's not wifey. She's not getting taken serious. Why would I take you seriously when you literally let 100 dudes stick it up there? Pause. I'm good. I'm all set. For me?
Prerogative. I think it's a great option for you because
A great option for me.
Yeah, yeah.
But what if I wanted to be your wife?
my wife,
Yeah, what if I want to be your wife?
100 men. You want to be my wife for 100 men? Let me ask you this. Do you think if you had 100 men, you could really bond with me all the way?
Yeah.
Still?
Yep. May the best man win.
You don't think?
Strongest bond.
You don't think that after the 100 men, you might have some animosity towards me, like in terms of like, all men are this way, all men are that way. I don't know if I can trust you. I say all the time, there's only like 3 to 4 relationships somebody has before they actually say, you know what, I'm tired of this. I think all people are the same. That's what I think. So you have 3 or 4 in you, good relationships, and then it's like, you know what, this isn't working out. I think most people are this way.
Yeah, I don't know though, because I've had like, from my personal experience, really good relationships. It was just, I was the issue. You know, so before like even
Wait,
come and
hold
say I'm
on.
ready.
You just said you were the issue?
No, I was, because I wasn't ready for commitment.
You're being accountable? Hooray! Woo! Good job on that. I am shocked. She said she's accountable for her actions. Bro, that's 1 of 1,000 girls. That's insane, bro. Crazy. That's different, so I'll give you points for that.
Oh, thanks.
What's your background?
They're Caribbean, so Jamaican, St. Lucian, and we're English also.
Bomba clot. Jeez, okay, cool. If you could find a husband or a guy that you want to take serious, what should their background be, you think?
There's no restrictions on like.
It doesn't matter?
Yeah, like it's just once again, it goes back to like an energy thing and having integrity and stuff like that.
See, you would date a white guy?
Yeah.
Indian guy?
Yeah.
Asian guy?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
No, I don't discriminate.
That's good to know.
How about you?
Personally, it's energy, of course, as well. But at the same time, I need looks. So, like, for example, if you're like attractive and you actually have a brain on your head and you're loyal, I'm cool with that.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so you get dragged for, about black women.
You know what it is? We actually made like a joke about a dating app. They took it out of context and made it blow up bigger than it was. Like, my mom's black, my sister's black, my whole family's black. Why would I hate black people? It's like, that doesn't make any sense. And I'm from the islands. I've dated black women like most of my life.
Yeah.
Took it out of context.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that's what the internet does.
Oh, we know, especially with Andrew Tate as well. Everything. Actually, I gotta ask you, how was the interview with Andrew Tate?
That was good.
Was good?
Like, I like Andrew, actually.
I feel like on the internet, it's like a good and bad because they feel like either you hate him or you don't like him at all. Is that true or?
This whole internet thing, it wants you versus me.
Yeah.
Like, even from this, they want you to verse me because it's, once again, incel culture. You have to dominate. Like, why is that?
I think people want to see women saying sorry. Because I feel like at this point, it's kind of like women have the upper hand and men feel like they're being slighted. And I get it because if you think about it, the world doesn't really care about men like that. They care about making women happy, making sure that they're in a good place, and forget about the men. They could just figure it out themselves. So I think at this point, tables have turned. The women have most of the power, and men want to see kind of equal out again as it was before. But it's what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, like, you got to decide what you want in life. And my thing is, don't hate people for who they are. Understand who they are and adapt to it.
Yeah, I like that. What's the red flag for you?
My number one thing is, like, it's just too much, like, experience. So, for example, you've been to Dubai, you've been to, like, Spain, you've been to, like, Mexico, you've been all over the world. It's like, who are you going with? To me, that's a red flag.
That's a stupid red flag. Hey, but what if, like, it's went with family?
Let's be real here. She works at Target. She doesn't make that much money. She's going by herself. Who is she going with? Not family.
Okay, what else? Red flag.
Revealing on social media. That's like, you want attention, which I understand, but like, how you do it is very important because that's gonna portray how people perceive you. And if you're my girl, then I can perceive you as this way, and that's tight to me. So my thing is like, you can have fun and show yourself every now and then, but like every picture is like your ass or like your titties is like, come on, man, it's just too much going on.
Do you like confident women?
I like women that know.
I like women that are confident, but confident and insecure are not the same thing. Women who feel like they need to post their body on social media are not confident; they're insecure. Because if they were secure within their body, they wouldn't crave for attention. Let's keep it a buck.
Who they are and what they're about, but confidence can be considered like they're a boss, babe, they're independent, and I get that, but it's like men really don't really need that. They need a woman that's like feminine, understands their lifestyle, and at the same time, there's like a level of like, okay, this is my man, I'm gonna let him lead.
Yeah. So. Okay. So you want a submissive woman?
Yeah.
Submissive? Do I look like I'm gonna submit to any man in the bedroom as well?
Of course,
Yeah.
I'm a lead. Because let's be real here, right? Who does most of the work in the bedroom? Men. Girls sit down there, they do starfish. What does that really mean, right?
When you go with starfish.
No, I'm saying in general. I have a different outlook, so to speak.
Do all women I don't think all women starfish. Can someone confirm, please? So I'm not listening to him.
I'm saying that to say, like, as a guy, like, you should be leading all the way through.
Okay, yeah.
So, but I will say this: some women want to be dominant in the bedroom. I get that part, but like, still, like, the guy should be dominant as well.
So you don't drink.
Yeah.
How do you find experiences then that if you're taking women back to your place that are drunk?
I'm very cautious because if a woman is drunk, I don't ever take her home because at that point it's like I'm liable because if
you could get caught for grape.
She gets like upset or she's not aware of what she's doing, then it's not going to be good for me. So I'll say, you know, if she's drunk, that's not for me to talk to her at all.
Yeah.
Like, and remember, I'm sober, so I can see it. She's drunk, she's like falling over, like too sloppy. It's like, nah, I'm cool.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
You gotta be safe too. Like, for example, let's say, she falls down or something happens to her. Now you're responsible because you took her home.
Yeah, and as well, like men, like you can black out on alcohol. And there's been so many stories where women don't remember the night before and then they feel like they've had men take advantage of them.
Yeah, and it happens all the time. Like, there's some guys that, keeping 1,000, they watch and wait for girls to get like lit and then they just come to the club after, swoop them up, take them home.
Yeah.
To me, that's disgusting because she's not even aware of what's happening for the most part and then you're just taking advantage. It's weird, like, don't do that, yeah.
Oh, got an extra point for that. Yeah, I was just gone from a 6 to a 7.
Over 30. Sheesh.
I'd say. Why yes or no?
So this depends on the person, but me personally, like, if I know from matter of facts, it might be a turn off. But if I don't know, I'm gonna watch their behavior and see what they're really about.
What's the behavior?
As if, for example, always in the club, always doing weird stuff behind your back, always like responding to playful people. It's kind of like their behavior enables them to kind of like go in that environment and actually do stuff that they wouldn't normally do. So their behavior kind of leads to like bad choices.
Right. Do you think maybe like women behave like that because they don't feel secure?
That could be it too. It's just more like a woman that's confident in her man wants to keep him there and doesn't want to mess up that situation. So if he's the guy for her, like he's a leader, he's confident, he's successful in his own way, and he's on his way up, she wants to stay in that environment. If she's not, if he's like a bum or like not really progressive, it's like, I'm with him, but like I want to find something better. And I get it.
But this is the thing though, like I personally would like to, if I had a good man that had all those qualities, I'd want to keep him there. But then if you're treating me like an option, then why would I want to show loyalty to you?
It's a two-way street. And my thing is like, if you want somebody to actually be loyal to you, you have to show them that respect. Because for example, let's say I'm a successful guy, right? And you actually want to be with me, but I'm like, you know what? I'll see you like every once a week, maybe when I have time, take you here when I feel like. It's like, I'm gonna put an effort in. If effort's being met with effort, then it makes sense. If not, then it doesn't make sense. And that's why I understand why women might want to go cheat, because it's like, he's not really taking care of me, he's not really there for me, so like, I get why they would do what they do.
Yeah, okay. Have you cheated?
I never cheat. Black men don't cheat.
Exactly.
Actually speaking, all my past relationships, I never cheated in my life.
There you go.
Because my thing is, I'd rather be single than cheat anyway. So just be single, have fun, but I'm serious, and I made that choice, then I don't have to cheat.
Okay.
Good.
Don't give head. That's what they all say. Why no?
So it has to be my girl.
No, it doesn't even have to be my girl. You gotta respect yourself. That's it.
Girl. That's the only way I can give
So
a
you
head.
do though?
Well, that's a caveat, because most people say, yeah, I give head to everybody. I'm like, no, has to be my girl.
No, well mine would have been no if I was answering like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like, wait, is it a big thing out in the States to not do it? Because over here in the UK, it's kind of like if you do it, you're labelled as like a bocat, and it's like a big no.
A bocat? What does that mean?
It's just like a guy that doesn't go down on women and everything like that.
Is that a Jamaican term? Okay, because I know the culture, like, I'm from Barbados, right? So the culture's more like, if you eat like pussy, like you're like, you're not really like respected, because to them it's like you're bowing down to a woman. But for example, for me it's like, if I'm with somebody and I care about them, I want to please them in every single way. So if it's my girl, like I said before, I'll do it. But in America, it's more like, if you do it, it's kind of like you're bowing down to the girl as well. It's just the weird dynamic, so to speak.
Yeah. With, that men do to impress each other.
Yeah. But to be real with you, people say that they don't do it, but they do it behind closed doors. It's like,
That's what I mean. Just say yes.
It's for the camera.
Just say yes, exactly. Just say yes.
No, it has to be my girl. Has to be my girl. Okay.
We all know what goes on behind closed doors. Fresh.
Stop. No, we don't watch adult content over here.
No, do you not? No. Really?
So when I was younger, I did, of course, because like I was struggling. But like now that I actually have the options, I have the game to get what I want. It's more like I don't want to do it as often.
Do you think like watching adult content, it gave you a warped reality on what it's like having sex with women?
To be honest with you, I think it made me better, because like...
Made you better?
Yeah. So let me explain. Most people that watch porn, right, either they get like hooked on it, they get like kind of like soft on it. Like for example, most guys that they watch porn, they get ED, which means like erectile dysfunction. For me, it's more like I watch it to understand how I can become better in the bedroom. So the shit I was doing was amplified when I watched porn. So now, like any girl I'm with is like, wow, like this is different. I never had this before, because like I put that into my sex life, and also as well, like every girl's different. So I have to learn their body as well.
As a man, you gotta be earning more than your partner, for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Why is that?
Well, as a man to lead, right, you have to be in charge. And being in charge means in all aspects. Mindset, fitness, money-wise. And look, if I'm the leader, right, I need to make sure that we're all good. Kids, yourself. So if anything happens, I have the backbone. So to me, that's very important.
Do you know what? He's a lot nicer than what I thought. Yeah. You wouldn't?
No.
Why not?
Because like I said earlier, right, I'm not going to cheat if I made that choice. So me giving it to you is pointless. Well, why would I?
I think it's weird. It's like a phone. Just a phone.
Men look at it differently, because it's more like, for example, to learn, maybe to like learn a trade or a skill, or even like for entertainment. Women are more like attention, entertainment, and all in between. So like for me personally, like a woman's strategy for phone use is probably way more like invasive than for a guy.
Yeah, I'd probably argue that. Women probably would use the phone for the same amount of tools.
Come on, like let's be real here. Women love attention, men don't.
All right, mister, women want attention, but here I am posting my cars and watches. Fine.
What men do though?
Men do love attention. How can you say men don't love attention when like you're the ones buying fast cars and bottles in the club and watches?
It's to be actually. Well, yeah, she's technically right.
Because it's
How are you saying that?
okay. So we do it to get girls, right? But you do it for attention.
So it's the same thing. Attention.
It is the
We do
same
it to
thing.
Attention for women to get girls.
We have to. You don't have to. You can just walk
Technically, yeah.
aside. Hey, I'm here. If I do the same thing, it's like, nigga, who are you? So it's like, it doesn't matter.
Would you fart around? What type of questions are these? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta be able to be comfortable, right?
I think if I made to that point where we're like together and with that connection, it's like, I'm gonna do everything around you.
Would it put you off if I farted now?
You farted now? Or we just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would it?
Because I need time to like understand you, connect with you on a level. So I need more time to actually give you that,
that's a weirard question, though. I can't cap.
option.
Give me the option to fart.
Yeah.
Oh, so kind of you.
You have to fart right now?
No.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
Would you ever have an open relationship?
No.
No. Why not?
When it comes to like relationships, my thing is like, you're making a choice. Because if not, I would just be single.
Interesting. So you're telling me you're a one-woman man, so you would be
If it's gonna be an open relationship, it's gonna be open on my side, not on her side, though.
devoted to just one woman, no side chicks, nothing.
If I made that choice. I'd rather break it off than cheat.
Okay, cool. Interesting to know.
Yeah, so black men don't cheat. That's true.
It's not true.
Very true.
It's not true.
Very true.
No, it's not. Do you know how many black men that have relationships and wives that still will try to talk to me?
Well,
So it's not true.
they may not be real black men. They may be fake.
Okay. Black, white, Asian, they all cheat. So I see online that you're friends with loads of artists and stuff. Who's your favorite US artist?
Oh, there's so many. Honestly speaking, my favorite artist right now is Larry June and Payroll Giovanni.
Okay.
And then UK rappers, man, Skepta, all the way.
Yeah?
That's the biggest picture for me, Skepta. If I ever meet in person, I'll be so happy. Like,
Love
100%.
that. That's cool.
He's cool.
Do you know what, I love that you said Skepta. I feel like the UK artists are really like getting over there in the US. What is a really crazy sex story?
So, I can't say it on camera, can I? Oh, man, I have so many.
So many.
Yeah. This one I was like super like new to this like environment, and I did 3 in one day.
What?
Why would
That's
you
not a
get?
crazy sex story. That's just
No. So let me explain, right? I woke up, I was on Instagram, and I was DMing 3 girls, right? But I wanted to meet them separately, like different days. But what happened was I had to do a podcast. So the next day I couldn't do anything because I had to do a podcast for pretty much the whole day. I was like, okay, cool. Maybe if I meet them all today, I can like make it work. I met one for brunch at 10. We had a cool date, whatever. The vibe was there. I was like, damn, cool. Like the vibe is there. Let's go back to my crib.
what?
Crazy sex for like a couple hours.
So why would you then meet the second one?
No. So let me explain, right? She went home. I got a phone call. Yo, bro, pool party, pull up. All right, bet. Meet some celebrities there, some friends, pool party, we're vibing. Then the same girl I was DMing on Instagram was there. She's like, yo, let's get food after this. I'm like, yeah, I'm down. So we go with food, we vibe a little bit, back to the crib. It wasn't on purpose. It just happened, you know. She just fell on the dick.
She did not fall and trip on your dick, Fresh.
And
She
then,
does not just fall on the dick.
and then thirdly, like nighttime, we were going out as well to the club for my boy's birthday. And then I invited the girl from Instagram there just to like meet her for the first time.
Why would you do that? Like you literally already slept with 2 other women.
I don't know. I was just like,
This is what I'm saying. And then you say women can't help themselves.
no.
Women are too picky.
But I didn't force it. It just happened naturally.
No, it did. You forced it by even opening the phone and messaging, hey, let's link.
Well, I don't want to be rude. Like I said,
No,
yo,
you be in that situation. You be rude.
listen, I came here to have fun. I'm a smooth cat. She's complaining about things that I'm like, bro, why are you telling me this? This is a date. Let's just have a good vibe. You feel me? Like, relax. We
I see
good.
why it's called grilling.
Yeah, it's grilling for a reason, but like, relax, man.
Did they find out?
No.
No. Well, they do now. If they ever watch this.
There you go. But that's my crazy like sex story, so to speak.
How was your performance by the third one? Surely you was tired.
Shout out to Raga because this helped a lot. No, but I just have this like ability where like I don't need to like take breaks.
Wait, can we just take a moment? He slept with 3 women in one day. He definitely didn't use protection. But you wore condoms.
Huh? Of course.
Nah.
Condoms.
Fresh, what are you doing, bro? In Miami? Fresh, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Why are you laughing?
Because you're making me laugh.
So you definitely did.
Of course.
You didn't. I feel like you're lying. I swear, if you're actually lying,
That is a bit mad, isn't it?
that's disgusting. That's how you can get like STDs.
Listen. You don't trust every girl like that. It has to be my girl.
Okay.
You're like, oh my God, judging me. God damn.
Well, I can't be sure. I didn't think you'd sleep with 3 women in one day.
So now you've heard my story. What about your story?
Because I've done some crazy things.
Oh, you've done some crazy things.
Yeah. I like to just experiment, so
Tell me one thing.
I couldn't.
Yo, so I told her an easy one. That was simple. There's some shit in there that if I really said on camera, bro, she might throw up. But keeping 1,000 with you. But hey, this is what it is, bro. She didn't tell me any about hers. Like, I give her mine, she don't give me any of hers. I'm like, that's not fair. Come on, man. Like, share with me. No, I told you my personal story that's secretive to me. No one knows that, but you.
Oh.
So tell me yours.
I'm not telling you any of my stories. Got to work for the stories.
See, I need to know if you can handle me or not, because like that matters a lot, you know?
No, I probably could handle you.
I don't think so. You'll be the first
First what?
to handle me.
First to handle you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, I don't really know what experience I could share with you.
What do you mean? I'm being open to you. Be open to me. Just tell me one. Just one.
Oh.
Just one. Since you don't answer my question, I guess I can ask you, like, where's the most, like, insane place you had sex? Like, craziest spot you had sex?
Like, I've been on a nice picnic
Okay, picnic.
in the forest.
Okay, in the forest. Okay, cool. See, that's what I wanted. You're good. See, we're good. We're both open. That's it. So I gave her the world of information regarding my sex life, and she said picnic, and that's it? Bruv, she's playing games now.
Bro, she's been playing games since the beginning, but you have to understand how women are. Women love to play games, bro. This is why you got to be a masculine man and don't try to appeal to them, bro. Or now I'm not gonna say don't try to appeal to them, but don't try to overly appeal. Appeal, but maintain that masculine frame.
What would you do if I had a lot of male friends?
You're done.
Excuse me?
What would you do if I had a lot of male friends?
Sorry?
Have more male friends.
I don't understand the question.
If you have male friends, you're done
You
for.
don't want me to have any male friends?
100%.
Oh,
Thank you.
at all.
Next.
No, it's not a thank you next. Childish. Childish.
You can't call him childish, but you didn't want to tell him your story when it came to. Come on, man. Come on, man. You're being hypocritical. That was childish for you not to say it. This is why you can't take them seriously, bro.
What do male friends want from you?
What do you mean? This is what you need to understand as men. Not every man wants to fuck a woman or
Stop.
sleep with a woman.
Yes, they do.
Like, it's really important to have male friendships.
No, it's not.
Have you dated men before?
Yeah.
What do all men want?
No, not all men.
What do majority of men want?
Sex.
Come on, you know.
They want sex.
Yeah,
So you know, right? So imagine a guy that's your friend. I guarantee you calling them right now. Say, hey,
No
I'm
cap.
calling you where you at. See what happens.
I can call guys and
Coming through.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
No, we're not going to do that.
No,
But I
We're gonna do
know.
it. Come on, because she knows the truth, bro.
They'd probably
She
come
knows
back
the
up.
truth.
I'm not making no phone calls.
Let's try it.
No, we're not going to try it.
Why not?
Because she knows what it
You
is.
said you're confident that most men don't want that. So let's.
No, they don't. But I think it's important that.
I think
to
it's
have
okay.
male friendships.
Why?
Having a male friend, so I might be moving a bit crazy or whatever. So I know that my male friends can give me the balance, because if I'm going off talking to my female friends, they're going to give me what I want to.
They're not gonna give you any balance, man. I'm sorry. All right, guys. We're gonna hop onto Rumble right now. We're gonna watch a couple of videos with Tate, and then from there we'll move forward. Yeah, let's hop on Rumble right now, guys. Okay, Fresh Fit moved to Rumble, so that's good. That's good. Let's hop on Tate's speech. No, I think it's Tate Confidential. Yeah, right here. Okay. Guys, hold on one second. I'm trying to find it, guys. I don't know why I can't find it. I think it is the confidential. This goes in order? Yeah, no. Oh, this is the wrong account, that's why. No, but it says it's verified. Which is weird. Guys, hold on one second. I'm gonna look on my phone. I'm pretty sure I'd seen the video. So it is state speech. Yep, right here. All right, guys. Andrew Tate said that they tried to.
Isn't this nice? Look behind us, you can see the whole city of Dubai. But that's not why it's nice. It's nice because I'm in a chair and there's empty space behind me and I can relax because my perimeter has armed guards who I trust.
My unmatched first capacity.
I know that nobody's going to speak up on me.
Yes, sir.
I don't sit in chairs unless the chair is to the back. I can't sit in a room, a restaurant, with my back to people. Because no matter how good you are, somebody wants you dead and there's people walking past you all the time. 100 people walk past you and one of them decides to stab you. Are you really going to detect it? Probably no.
No.
I've told the story before. The house someone tried to take my life when I was walking to a car a long time ago. And maybe I should tell it again quickly. I had a problem with this guy. We were texting back and forth. And he stopped replying to me. He never sent me a threat, which is quite an interesting dynamic for people to understand, that when someone has true intention, they don't threaten you.
Yeah.
And then about 4 days later, I was walking to my car in a car park late at night. Typical English weather. It was a little bit wet, dark. And I heard footsteps coming fast. And as I turned to see what the footsteps was, he attempted to stab me. And that's why anyone who knows me well knows that my finger basically came off where I put the hand, took the knife instead of my neck. This is why I can't wear headphones.
Exactly.
Why, bro, let me stop for a second. If you wear headphones in public, you are asking.
You're asking to be, and I've said it before, you cannot wear headphones in public, bro. You gotta be aware of your surroundings at all times, because people are gonna try to come and murder you. People are gonna try to kill you, bro. You gotta be careful. Real talk. You gotta be vigilant at all times. You gotta be able to hear when people are sneaking up on you.
Asking to die. To me, that's like, it's like parachuting with one of the parachute strings broken. Like, you can't hear. I didn't see him coming. I heard him coming. You're just gonna walk around pumping garbage in your ears?
Exactly.
Do you really believe the world is such a lovely place?
It's not.
It's insane. Anyway, so I struggle to have people behind me. I don't like it. If I go in a restaurant, I must sit in the corner. And when I sit in the corner, I look across the restaurant. I look at all these men just sitting there, doop-de-doo, laughing, drinking, people walking all around them. Very killable. I mean, sure, you could say no one wants to kill you, which is one way to look at it. But if they decided they did want to kill you, it'd be very easy to do.
Exactly.
I like to think that even if someone wanted me dead, it would be difficult. I don't like to think that the second somebody wants me dead, it would be very easy to accomplish. But here I am with empty space behind me, and I can relax. It's a beautiful thing. It's kind of like, people often say to me, Andrew, you know, you have all this money. What's the most expensive thing you've got? Well, the most expensive thing I've got houses worth $20 million. I got $5 million cars. I've got diamond watches worth $2-3 million each. But the true most expensive things in the world are one, peace of mind, and two,
freedom.
time.
Yeah.
I say this. If I'm laying in bed with my girl, she's like, oh, let's just stay in bed a few hours. I say, this is probably the most expensive activity I could undertake. Laying in bed for 2 hours without checking my phone, without working. Probably the most expensive thing I could possibly do. I'd rather go out for 2 hours and spend money, but I was working at the same time on my phone, and anybody who knows me well knows I'm always on my phone. I will make more than I spend. But sitting there without a phone for 2 hours is extremely expensive for me. But peace of mind, along with time, peace of mind is also something else that's very expensive, and it's worth so much money. I will pay unlimited money for private security. I'll pay unlimited money to make sure I have the table in the corner with my back to the wall.
Yep.
I will pay anything it takes to have peace of mind. I'll tell you something, when I'm in London and I'm getting a haircut, I hire out the entire barber shop. I can't sit in that chair knowing the door's unlocked with a towel over my face, knowing that someone can walk in that shop and stab me, or that one of the other people there want me dead. I can't do it. I buy the shop for an hour. It's supposed to be a 50-pound haircut. So here's £1,000. Close the shop for an hour, lock the door, close the shutters, cut my hair, and I leave. And I have 2 guards outside. Because peace of mind is invaluable. It's truly what matters most. And I think most people understand this, which is why a lot of people don't try to get rich, because they prefer the peace of mind of just going to work and turning their brain off and watching TV. Peace of mind is worth more to them than being rich. I needed to be rich. But now that I have unlimited money, I have to use my money to try and get my peace of mind back. I'm not complaining, I'm just explaining to the people out there. So this is lovely. This is beautiful, because I'm sitting relaxing. I'm not worried about anyone trying to kill me. I do think you get to a point in life where there's 2 things that happen when you get to a certain status in life.
Facts.
One, you realize how much you need lawyers. You know, when I was a brokey, I used to hear about all these lawyers getting paid all this money, and I was like, why do you need lawyers all the time? Why are rich people always saying, call my lawyer? Why do you need a lawyer? I don't have a lawyer, because I was broke. When you're broke, you don't need a lawyer. You know the first thing you need when you get rich? A lawyer. Because the government comes after you, people sue you, baby mama wants more money, whatever. Talk to my lawyer. So legal fees are one thing that's gonna hit you. And often something else that hits you is you realize once you get to a certain point of influence, no matter how nice a person you are, it doesn't matter if you're a normal ass pop star, doesn't matter if you're a politician, doesn't matter if you're top G. Once you get to a certain point of influence, people just kind of want you dead.
Exactly.
You just get thousands of death threats a day. I don't get nearly as many as some other people who are less hated online. Every single pop star gets them. It's strange. The world is a very weird place.
I agree.
And I grew up in a world where death threats meant something. And I know that 99.9% of these death threats don't mean anything, but it's kind of crazy. My life's been eclectic. It's been an interesting life. I started at the very bottom, made it to the absolute tip top, most Googled man alive.
Yeah, I agree. I think as you start to really increase in your status and you start to really level up, people are going to try to plan your downfall. People are going to try to push you towards you not being able to achieve whatever you know you're meant to achieve. And this is exactly when you need to start fighting. Because the reality situation is that a lot of people want you, don't want you to be successful. Or we're going to prove to them why we are meant to be.
Hundreds of millions of dollars. And I'll certainly say it's better at the top. I would not change a thing about my life. But the lessons and experiences I've had when I was younger have certainly affected how I now live my life now that I'm very rich. And I feel like this hate speech hasn't really had a lesson, so let me give you guys a lesson. If you ever see me on the street, and it's starting to happen more and more, and I look nervous, I'm not rude. If I look angry with you or short-tempered because you want a picture, I don't want to be rude. I just don't like it. Not because I don't like you, not because I don't want you to have a photo. I don't like groups of men around me I don't know. I don't like that your friend is running back and forth. I don't like I can't see all of your hands even though I'm trying. I don't like that you're close to me. I don't like any of it. I don't like it. I do my best to smile, give you your picture, etc., but I do not feel comfortable. I do not like it because of the life I've lived. And another thing, if you ever ask me or you half know me and you say, hey, can you meet my friend? My friend really wants to. No, I don't want new friends. I don't want to meet any new people, whether they're famous or not. I don't care about whatever singer invites me to his mansion. I don't want to meet anybody. I don't want new friends. I don't want people around me. I want my brother, my cousin, a woman I trust, maybe my dog, and that's it. And I want to be left the fuck alone. In my chair, by myself.
I don't blame him for saying that because a lot of people have given him reason to believe that you can't trust him, and I don't blame him for saying that as well too. I can see his perspective. You have to really be careful of who you trust because a lot of these people out here are just meant to drag you down, and you got to be careful. All right, guys, we're gonna watch another video, and I think that might be it. That might just be it for this live stream. I want to watch the one with him and Alex Jones. Shout out to both of them.
It's been a very interesting few years, and we've seen what happens when people don't have a voice and don't stand up and try and repel against these systems. I really do think that the acts that have happened across these last few years in the name of trying to save lives for COVID have been genuinely criminal. And I don't think they would have tested this kind of system or tested this kind of censorship and repression to just stop it and go back to normal. I think it was a test of a system, and they intend on coming in harder than ever before with some new story and some new excuse later on down the line. And it gets to a point where you finally have to stand up and realize that you cannot run from what is going to come to you. You cannot escape it. You cannot hide. You cannot deny it. You get to a point where you understand you need to find people who are like-minded and stand up. And the best way you can stand up at this current point in time is just to educate others and just to highlight the injustices which are being purported by these systems. My banning was absolutely and utterly unjust. I never broke any terms of service. They know that. The whole world knows that now. And the public sentiment is on my side. And the more people talk about this and the more people discuss this and tell others and educate others, the harder it's going to be for them to keep this curtain, this iron curtain of theirs, over the truth, because that's all they truly want to do. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. Everyone knows this saying, and it's completely and utterly true. And we're now in a situation where they have absolute power. But I do believe that we're moving to a transitional period, a transitional place, and you've been a massive leader in that force. And even now, as much as they say you're banned, anybody who types your name into a lot of these Matrix-led platforms can still find videos of you. So they can't completely and utterly shut you up because people want to listen to what you have to say. People want to hear you. And it's for that reason that they fear you, because they try and take men like us, delete us, and replace us with these talking heads. But humans have an instinct, and that instinct allows us to feel affinity with somebody. They can hear your voice or mine and know they want to hear what we have to say because they know we have character and we're integral and we have morals. These talking heads don't have any of that. So when they put them there to read from the hymn sheet, it simply doesn't resonate with the youth of today. And that's how I managed to become the most Googled man on the planet, by just telling men the truth about the experience they're going through and the life they're going to live. It's a really interesting period of human time. And I've really been appreciative also of your support and the support of the other mainstream characters who stood up and said, listen, this has gone on long enough.
InfoWars, tomorrow's news today.
Well, I'm known as the most controversial man in America, probably the world, except now somebody's giving me a really good run for my money. And he's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of Paul Watson. We've hung out. He's been on the show many times. He's hosted the show. He's Andrew Tate, the most searched individual in the last 6 months on the internet every single day. And he is just on fire with the young people with a really good, strong, pro-human message that completely threatens the power structure because they want us to be weak. They want us to be victims. And Andrew Tate is the opposite. But what really freaks people out is that their daughters are listening to Andrew Tate. I was having dinner a few days ago with another good friend of mine that's a well-known podcaster, and he brought up Andrew Tate, and he said, yeah, it's really crazy. My daughters are big fans, and those are high school daughters. So Andrew Tate has absolutely, massively, and had a gigantic effect, and the power structure is insanely scared of him. Now, if he was a bad guy and had this much influence and they didn't control him, they'd be coming after him. But he's a good guy with incredible pull, and that scares them to their very core. And that's why this hour-long interview, uncensored, is so critical. Andrew Tate being able to speak for himself, because now he's become one of the most banned men in the world. There's only a few other people out there. Donald Trump is one of them. I'd say in the top 3 most banned people in the world, it's Andrew Tate, Alex Jones, and Donald Trump. That's why this interview is so incredibly important. We're in a club. It's a pretty elite club, and it's because we scare the establishment. Andrew Tate, great to have you here, my friend.
Absolutely glad to be here, and that's a pretty good club to be part of. So I'm almost happy for the membership.
Where to start? The ban, what you're going through, what's unfolding, what's coming next. We're going to get into so much here today.
Yeah, it was the Matrix attacked me. I knew they always would. They attacked in a very clever manner. I received a strike on YouTube, which prevents you from posting for 7 days. After I received the strike, Meta banned me, which is Instagram and Facebook. They banned me. I filmed a YouTube video to reply to the ban while I still had my YouTube account, because they're pretending they're fair and that it all doesn't happen in sync. They allowed my YouTube account to survive for 4 more days, and then they banned my YouTube account. So the strike was given to me on purpose to make sure that I couldn't post my reply video directly after the first ban, and for them to pretend that there was some kind of degree of separation between the large Matrix attacks. I've been banned on basically every single platform, from Airbnb to Uber through to social media platforms, payment processors, absolutely everything. And you're completely right. I teach people and inspire people to think for themselves, and that makes you the enemy of the establishment, because you are not allowed to think. You're only allowed to comply.
Yep.
Let's walk through that, because before we started this interview today, you said the most important point is once they silence you, then they can tell whatever lies about you. You're not just put in the phantom zone.
Facts.
Now they can misrepresent who you are.
Absolutely. And that's the number one intention, right? Because when these large companies decide to ban somebody, they also monitor in real time public perception, social media comments and posts, and how people feel about their decision. So to make sure they don't look tyrannical, after they ban you, they used a media machine to lie about you and paint a narrative that you're the worst person in the world, to try and convince the populace that your ban was actually a good thing, so they can get away with their actions unscathed. The lies are a very, very important part of their plan. They're always pre-orchestrated, and they come in hard and fast and heavy across every single mainstream media outlet in real time.
That is
as soon
true.
as you've been banned, you can no longer defend yourself. You are defenseless.
And what you just said is so incredibly critical, and that's why they're scared of you. When they began their purge of InfoWars in August of 2018, Tim Cook later bragged that he met that Sunday night with the heads of the big 6 tech companies. That's how important the censorship is.
We think that what the user wants is someone that does review these apps, someone that does review the podcast, someone that on like Apple News, where a human is selecting the top stories.
But at what point were you like, okay, that's it, Alex Jones has to go?
I don't really get into a singular kind of event, but I think there's enough there that reasonable people.
Like I said again before we talked about it, the only thing that people really have to say about Alex Jones now are the comments that he made about Sandy Hook. And like I said before, again, he was out of pocket for saying those things. But you have to understand, in the society in which we live in, people will use one negative thing you said or one negative thing you did and try to outshine it over 100 positive things that you did. Let me say that again. In the society in which we live in, or in the world in which we live in, people will use one negative thing that you did to overshine all of the 100 positive things that you did. It's sad.
Could agree that if you're going to curate, that should be all.
And it wasn't just about Alex Jones, it was about setting this precedent and how they first decided to have YouTube shut me down. First was the strike, so we couldn't respond. It's all very strategic. This is admitted, by the way. Cook's given interviews to Vice and you name it.
In terms of power, I've never felt like I had any power.
Then Facebook, Instagram, all of the major sites, over 60 of them, even LinkedIn, then banned me 2 days after the YouTube strike. And it was all very, very strategic.
Calculated.
And this is a battle plan. And they now admit it's a battle plan, which they later used on Donald Trump as well. And now they're using against millions of not just Americans, but people all over the world. And we see the videos in Europe, in the UK, where the man criticizes transgenderism and puts up a transgender flag with a swastika on it, and they come and arrest the veteran at his home. So whatever you see being done to Andrew Tate and Alex Jones and Donald Trump today will end up being done to you. This is a blueprint where they pick out the alpha males that they see on the vanguard because they're really coming after everybody else.
Absolutely. That's the first thing they want to do. You're right. They destroy the people who can inspire resistance amongst the populace, and they need to control the narrative. These people who I call, I often use the popular movie as an easy way to characterize and explain my mindset. I call them the Matrix, and they are the Matrix because they purport a false version of reality for people to subscribe to so they can be drained of their resource and use. And they literally paint a false reality. And the reason they're able to do that is because everyone who counters that reality, they attempt to delete in real time. They just did it with COVID. They convinced people that something was happening that literally wasn't even happening in real time. And the reason they managed to get away with it for so long is because every time you spoke up and told the truth and talked about what you see with your own eyes,
they cancel
and
you.
hear with your own ears, you're silenced. They need to control the world and control how people think. And we are a threat to that.
And that's how the gaslighting works. Let's expand on that for people that don't know what it's like to be unpersoned. And this is a forte, or this is a first look at what's going to happen under the global social credit score they've set up. They came after your banking, your credit cards, your processing. Describe for people, not as a victim, as you've said, but as a warrior at the front of the fight, how the enemy's going to attack so people behind us in the fight know what's coming.
Yeah, first thing they want to do is they want to hurt your money. So they destroy your processing, your banking, anything that involves money. They're going to start being put under review or deleted and disabled in real time. Shortly after, you're right, the social media platforms ban you. First one bans you. The other ones usually wait a day or two, but they put in a strike so you cannot reply and use the platform. They put in a day or two gap to try and pretend that they're not all doing it in succinct. And after that, it comes in hard and fast, from Airbnb to Uber to Discord to Gmail accounts to absolutely anything and everything. They just start annihilating in real time, wiping them off the face of the planet. And you have no recourse. While they are doing this, they ensure that their media machine is telling it the biggest lies and gaslighting the public into believing you're genuinely dangerous and deserve what's happening to you. This is a big part of it. They need the populace to believe that you deserve this treatment.
Because they want to be able to control you. This is exactly, listen, we're going to end off this live stream like this, guys, but listen, this is the reality. This is exactly why you need to start trusting in God and spreading the truth, because they don't want you to be a free thinker. They don't want you to be able to think. They don't want you to be able to brainstorm ideas to be able to liberate yourself from their control. Once you start doing that, then from there, you've escaped the Matrix. This is going to be the end of this live stream, man. If y'all like this live stream, make sure you go spam that like button. Leave comment, share this live stream with your friends. Subscribe to the channel at WokeEbucks, WOKEEBUKS. Tap the notification bell to get all the latest videos that I post. Patreon link will be down in the description below, and so will social media links, so make sure you go give us a check. But without further ado, this is going to end this live stream. This is WokeEbucks, and I'm out, man.